Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another series here at the TI-10 group stage.
This coffee's a little bitter. I think some of Alliance's tears from their fans were. So I shouldn't have said that. I regretted everything I was about to do before I did it, but then I still did it.
It also doesn't make any sense because I know that their tears would be sweet to you.
No, that's not true at all. I'm a big fan. They were one of my favorites coming into the tournament, and I'm actually kind of shocked to see.
Yes. We all know how your favorites tend to go. At this point, I just assume that you made a deal with a witch or something.
Yes.
Great powers of cursing.
What's the difference? Is a witch a warlock? Or is a warlock a witch?
A warlock is a male witch.
Okay. That makes sense. These two teams, I think, both storied. Yeah, both coming through qualifiers after shaky performances internationally. We've talked about some of the Fnatic lore, of course. Jabs stepping up as the captain. He will be drafting as well in the game you see before you today, already with quite possibly the favorite Wisp opener of the tournament for many teams, which is the Wisp and Storm.
Well, you say shaky performances, but let's not forget my man Death. That man didn't have a shaky performance on international stage. He had a great performance, the Singapore Major with OB Neon.
That's true.
Got them all the way up to 5th, 6th. Which, so surprising that they placed that highly and weren't actually able to get into TI, but sadly fell just a little bit short on points.
They didn't kick him, did they?
No, that was a stand-in situation.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right, I remember. I feel, Pon Lo, he stood in for that event as well. I think at some point we'll see him. He was with Quincy, though. That's a player that I think we'll see. But, yeah, I think Death, my friends out in Malaysia, old Maneski manager, Zach, said that Death was like, he's got it, and he was hoping he would find himself on a good team. This was way back at TI8 or TI9, so not surprised. Death's also, I think, the player I got the most work in pubs in my lead up to TI. I played with him, I think, 6 or 7 times. Probably the best Lycan, I think. I also did run into their coach and director at the bar yesterday.
I like how most stories with you start that way.
Well, look, I think to do your job, you got to network, right? And we are literally in a bubble. So where are we going to see anyone?
I believe me, I appreciate, as somebody who you usually just goes straight to the room and doesn't talk to anybody, I appreciate the fact that you make an effort to talk to people. And as a result, we get interesting tidbits and stories from inside the scene.
Yeah,
I can't tell you guys that. I don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, and hey, I was talking to him, and I hope if anyone from the organization is listening, we're good friends, so this isn't a leak. Just and I understand the pain. I've been there before. I think that's part of why people open up to me sometimes after bad days.
Oh, if you were TI winner, Kyle, then people wouldn't be willing to talk to you about their miseries and their woes.
But I can actually empathize.
They're like, oh, that's loser Kyle.
Yeah. He understands me on a visceral level. Anyway, he came up to me, he grasped me by the shoulder, and he said, Kyle, how do you pick Lycan and Tiny and not ever use Lycan and Tiny? Not one time, Kyle.
That's pretty good.
Oh, because they had that game in the bag. Who were they playing up against last night? It was our last series, I believe. We're going to have to check, man. My mind is blanking, but they opened with it.
Yeah.
They opened with it. Was it Quincy?
10 seconds remaining.
No.
Disruptor.
It might have been.
Hang on. Let me just look it up real quick. Stall for a moment.
That's fine. But yes, Death is a very good Lycan, in part because his micro is very good. It's why Brewmaster is his best hero.
Yeah.
By far his best hero. In fact, his most played as well. 50 games of Brewmaster in his lifetime of professional Dota 2.
That was right. It was Quincy.
Yeah.
So they should have won that game. They had this incredible timing, and apparently there's just a miscommunication. So their Lycan has an Aghanims, and their Tiny's running in. He ends up dying, and they throw the game.
Okay.
Now you recall. But point being, Fnatic, they've got potential, okay? And if they had some of the fierceness. Well, rather, they want to borrow some of the fierceness from their fan base. Because if there's anything I feel like they've struggled with so far at this tournament, it's just execution, right? Quincy Crew, same struggles. You got the lead. You've got the draft. You have the power spike. Use it. Understand it. You saw IG kind of take a break. Foot off the gas for a little bit when they were trying to, close out the game. Fnatic, I think their drafting has been on point. They have 4 ties, Cap. They're 0, 4, and 2.
Yeah, the most impressive was we started off day 1 being able to see them take down Vici Gaming.
Yep.
But I was like, okay, that's great. They took down Elephant in that same day, 1-1, 1-1. Like, okay, like Fnatic, pretty decent. But since then, losing to SG was
That's
a
huge.
really, really big fall for them. And it still puts them in the danger. Both of these teams are still in the danger of elimination just because there are some series left, right?
Yeah.
Quincy Crew and SG may be tied for bottom at 2-8, but everybody has 3 more series to go still.
Yeah, it's just a shame, that if they are not 0-2'd by SG, they're sitting at 6-6, right? Then suddenly you're in a tie for upper bracket. Now, Fnatic, like as you said, they're not really in tons of danger in terms of elimination. They'd really like a W here, though. But they are likely
at least
looking at
one
lower
W
bracket.
will probably put them out of elimination.
Yeah.
But they need that at least one W here against Team Spirit because then they have a matchup against Team Secret. So, I'm expecting Spirit to be the weaker opponent between the two.
And also just a quick little shout out to IG as the first team guaranteed in the upper bracket here at TI 10. 11-1. What a performance. They are going to go up against tomorrow OG and Alliance. So that will be a lot of fun. Oh, just kidding. We actually get them next. IG Alliance is what we're going to close the day off with.
Yes, we do. We get another IG game. We get to admire the mastery of them. Alliance had an unfortunate fall from grace today. There's a clip on Reddit right now that is not the best look for Alliance. But they are doing okay for themselves, and most notably, they have both Aster and Thunder Predator in their group, so most likely Thunder Predator. Unless they manage to do some crazy turnaround. They've lost every single series. T1 and Aster are their last opponents, and they would have to win both of those games. At best, no, they would have to win both of those games. They have to go 4-0.
Yeah. It's such a shame. Man. A lot of people out there with high aspirations and expectations for Thunder Predator. They had that great run at the Singapore Major, but, this is... I would be a little sad, I think, if Thunder Predator and SG Esports were the teams eliminated from groups.
We're just doing a bit of a catch-up because, again, as casters, we don't get to see what else is happening around the world. We only have like a little 5-minute break to go to the bathroom and stuff. So we got the end of the draft here. Fnatic drafting a Timbersaw. Great Timbersaw game. Tiny, Tidehunter, Elder Titan.
Shadow Shaman.
Elder Titan's a little weird just because he does decrease your magic resistance, and it makes whatever magic damage you do have. Like, you have the potential to blow up Timbersaw 100-0 off of magic, but the armor doesn't do anything to him because he only has bonus armor.
I really like it still, though, more because of the offensive threat. That's a strength hero that has no, save for himself.
Yes.
And Stomp is pretty easy to juke as a Timber, but you just destroy him. And the problem that ET typically faces is heroes that can get on top of him and make him afraid. You know, you hate playing against something like, say, a Slark as an example, or an Ember Spirit that are just on top of you and killing you. It's also one of Death's best heroes. You have a Wisp behind it. I love the combo of Disruptor and Timbersaw, hero that dives in, provides a ton of vision and durability, and then you always have that glimpse to find
Team Spirit, I feel like they're really searching right now. They're going to go for the Troll last pick. They're going to have this mid-Tiny, which makes sense. You don't think you want to carry Tiny against the Timbersaw. And Troll's also one of the better carries to lane against Timbersaw because, 1, he's ranged. 2, he could always go the early Javelin build.
And I'm a big fan of the set of Yatoro. Everyone's rocking that terrible blue mohawk on their troll. It
looks cool.
Awful. It's awful. This.
Wait, you have a problem with
Spartan
mohawks?
Helmet, huh?
You have a problem with mohawks?
I just don't think they look very good, Cap, especially when dyed blue.
Should have dyed my mohawk blue. I did dye my mohawk blue for Frankfurt Major.
You know why that might be? Like, and this is nothing against the players. Like, I don't actually have any like personal beef, but I just like don't like EG. I think it's because there's a history there. They beat us so many times. Like, I look at them, I'm like, they literally are my evil empire. Yeah. So I'm happy they embraced that because they were always like Vader, and I was poor Luke, but I never got to see the 6th movie. Yeah. They replaced me. I got through the opening part, right? Beat him in a qualifier finally.
Yeah, you got through Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
You got your hand cut off. Yeah. You got to see your best friend put in carbonite. You know, like that was the bottom. That was, you know, that's where Mark Hamill's like, no, I'm done. I'm done with this series. I don't want to do this anymore. That would be Kyle's Star Wars right there.
Yeah, and I go on to voice the Joker.
You're voicing this broadcast right now.
Indeed, and
you are a bit of a wild card.
I'm looking forward
sometimes
to
a bit of an evil force.
Yes. No. Definitely
There's a lot
not.
of similarities.
I am a force for good. Now, this is big. I think Team Spirit specifically, after the results of today, where they 2-0'd Quincy Crew, right? If they can get another 2-0 here, they're riding momentum, they would push themselves to 6-6. So they're playing for a little more here. Fnatic, you're just trying to ensure there's no shot of you ending up in a tiebreaker for last place. Nobody wants to be eliminated without a shot in the BO1s, where we don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
Fnatic, they are probably the team that I think has had the most potential out of the bottom half of most brackets. Like, you know, they've just struggled, but they're taking games off of literally everyone. Those 2 matches they dropped to SG, like, I don't know, they just have both games went 60 minutes. You know, it was really back and forth. Team Spirit, I think, definitely has looked stronger. However, I think anything can happen, and I would say I probably favor Fnatic's draft a little bit.
Why do you favor Fnatic's draft? Just because the Timbersaw last pick?
I think so, yeah. I think the Timber just works here. I look at the Spirit lineup, and I just don't see any answers to it. You last picked the Troll, but that's really not a Timber counter either. And I also consider Death like the standout core player for this team. I just think that it's kind of...
Didn't he briefly trial in Complexity? Was that?
He did, yeah.
Was that still with you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wish. He would have been one of the most talented core players that ever got a chance to bring onto my team. But alas, we didn't start spending the big bucks until they'd already kicked this.
Until they kicked their captain.
Yes.
Shame. Shame. Team Spirit are going to have a little bit of battle here. The boundary is going to be given away. Elder Titan's just trying to exert his notorious strength of being able to punch heroes early on. Maybe he can cut off DJ. Not sure where DJ's headed to, honestly. It is going to be a 4-position disruptor. They actually do catch him. He tried to make a shortcut. That was a bad idea, and that's going to be first blood. Why did he do that?
DJ, no.
Why was he cutting over here in the first place?
Yeah, it's bold. I think just a little, maybe a little overeager, but it does work out in a way because Death is getting lane control. So it's kind of value, to be quite honest. Death gets an Archer deny, so I think that's like worth, what, half the experience of a hero kill at level 1?
Yeah.
And more importantly, you know, level 1 Timber quite weak, especially against this ET, who's just going to keep smacking you in the mouth. So it's very helpful to get an early level 2.
Yeah, the closer you are to your tower, like you can get the tower aura, but it also means there's less space for Elder Titan to be able to run you down when he does have the spirit damage. And they almost kill Miposhka down to 40 health.
He should have regen on the way. Indeed, he does. Windlace and a salve and root.
Oh man, he's gonna have fast tranquil boots thanks to that first blood. That always feels good. Boots first, get first blood. Okay. Free tranks. Top lane, Tidehunter Shadow Shaman versus Ursa plus Io.
Oh, and this is so the Raven is the first Ursa I've seen put a point in Earthshock before level 4. I saw Arteezy go 0-2-3, which I took a little bit of issue with, but I didn't really recognize until talking to BSJ how important that overpower mana change was, where it's so cheap nowadays.
Ah, yeah.
Like 30 mana for 3 attacks. Yeah, that's not bad. But this is a lot more difficult than it appears, simply because Shadow Shaman, look at that, 79 damage. Wisp, 51. Ursa, 48. You just don't really have the ability to contest this lane, especially because you've got a Tide anchor smashing, so it's actually reducing the limited damage of Ursa as is, and it's only 8 per stack, or rather 10 per stack. I forgot it was buffed slightly, but either way, you just don't have the damage to contest this lane too well on Team Spirit. Ursa really not the greatest laner I feel like it was always historically.
Sure. Why, okay. Never mind. You already talked about the overpower change. I just remember 404. The last go-around where Ursa was a big deal. DJ does get run down, but Miposhka, a couple of tower shots, not actually going to be enough. Even that last hit at Static Storm, Thunderstrike, rather.
Where's he going? Is he going to suicide?
Suicide and pick up Tranquils after picking up the Bounty Rune?
Maybe. Oh, that would if he killed the courier. If he looks to his right to go
No,
die to the
there's
2-2.
no way. There's no way he finds that.
Oh, this is sick
my
from DJ.
God. No way,
What a
DJ.
beast.
That is so
Oh.
smart.
That's 5-head right there. That is...
His brain is so huge.
It's huge. Look at him.
It's conducting electricity. It's so powerful.
Did you know that the human brain outputs about 0.0087 watts of energy per second? It sounds like a lot, but it would take you almost 300 hours to fully charge your phone if it was hooked up to just your brain's electricity output. How cool is that?
So what you're saying is the premise of the Matrix is totally wrong.
Kind of, yeah. But I think that they were using thermal energy too, though.
Which makes it even dumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Let's
still
use
a
all
great
this
play.
energy to construct this giant, elaborate simulation for a little bit of heat.
Did you know that there is a... So there's 2 fan theories that I stan 100%. The first is that Jar Jar
Binks is actually Sith.
How did you know that?
I know you very well,
Oh my
Kyle.
God! Yes, Jar Jar Binks
Because I'm actually Sith.
was the Sith Lord, was the actual Sith Lord, and that George Lucas, basically, because of the negative reaction to the character, like kind of just didn't do it, right? He was like, okay, you know what? That'll ruin the trilogy, whatever. But it makes total sense if you look back through the prequels, and it would have legitimately, I think, made them just perhaps even better than the originals. I think that we have new appreciation for the prequels after how terrible episodes 7, 8, and 9 were. Sorry. Pick, redo them. Damn it, Disney. Anyway.
And that entire rant was just number 1, where bottom lane, they're going to be able to get the kill on Yutoro, looks like, trying to run him down. Last bit of damage coming out from DJ to get that Miposhka. Punching, blocking, keeping Death underneath the tower, but unfortunately he's got that reactive armor. He's got a Fairy Fire still. He was baiting Miposhka in. Miposhka realizes he was not going to get the job done. So he doesn't blunder into a second death in this lane, but yes, this Timbersaw lane is getting difficult.
The second cap is that at the conclusion of the trilogy, they were still in the Matrix. That's why Neo could control, quote-unquote, real reality. You can't do that, Cap.
Yeah. And is that what we're going to find out when the 4th one comes out?
Probably. Let's see, anything crazy going down. So I think this mid matchup was somewhat expected to go this route, where it's basically just 2 players trading farm. This could be a kill, however. This is a level 6 Tiny, though he's a lot of armor. Do you want to do this?
Toronto Tokyo still has a Fairy Fire, but they're going to be able to glimpse him back. But Chuen, who's seeing the TP in coming out from Mira, was a little bit skittish. He was very afraid of getting caught by a disable and nuked down.
Man, I feel so once again though, DJ plays that perfectly. Saving Glimpse. If Chuen saves his nuke, you can time that pretty easily where he could have queued as like the glimpse is coming back, so the damage proc hits Tiny, and then it's likely going to be the kill. But he was afraid of getting gripped and perhaps going down. But I think he can play that a bit better. But shout out to DJ. He has been on point so far, not just in this series, but in this tournament. I think the Fnatic support duo has really just put in work. At times, really, like yesterday, they were let down by their course. No, like not the flame, but like they have Lycan Tiny, they hit a timing, but they fed away the advantage. It was just really hard to watch, but the support duo has been on point.
Okay, this is the build we were talking about. Rush Javelin for the Troll. This is what it was originally seen from Miracle, probably like, this was like a year ago or something. Rush a Javelin against a Timbersaw, and because Javelin, the proc, is magic damage, it actually gives you a reason to hit the Timbersaw and in an actual threat. But it only takes you so far, to be honest. Like, it was cool when Miracle first did it, and he ended up getting a kill as a result, but a lot of times, now that we know what the build is, we see Timbersaws just play a little bit more conservatively, and that the lane's still fine.
I mean, you still have such a high HP regen and armor that, you know, he has 25 HPS right now. Like, as long as you don't make a huge blunder, you're going to probably be just fine. Yeah, up top we got to chase, but I chase you, I chase back. It's the Ursa Tide. 1-1. Collapse has been owning, by the way. His Night Stalker performance earlier today was nuts.
Yeah, he's been very sick, and not just on Mars. Which, you know, I think that... Who would you hold as the standout player from Team Spirit? Because you were talking about Death earlier for Fnatic. What about Team Spirit? Mira's dead. Slowly but surely, Thunderstrike's going to work to him. The kinetic fields didn't actually keep Collapse inside there.
Telling you, DJ, notice how he's everywhere. Stuff's going down. For Spirit, I mean, we watched them all year, and I gotta say, I don't know. I feel like I almost want to say Yatoro, just because I think a lot of the games they lost were due to some blunders from him. Toronto, Tokyo also maybe hurts him a bit because his hero pool is a little bit limited.
I think the Toronto, Tokyo, and Collapse have the same problem where they look super good on their heroes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're just an inconsistent team, right? I think their ceiling, we've talked about it, is really high. It's just that sometimes, you know, they find themselves losing games that they really shouldn't be, or out of their comfort zone and then playing inferior versions of themselves.
Yeah, which is perfectly acceptable considering how young they are as a team and as players. Just means if they're already here at TI, you know, see how far they can actually go. I think that at least several of these players have a very bright future, if not the entire team.
Yeah. They just got to stick together, right? Take a page out of the VP book. I think, especially in, I'd say, the more volatile regions, you notice how a lot of the rosters here are just the ones that have stuck together. In fact, Fnatic, one of the few that's made significant changes this year, and yet still finds themselves at TI.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Who else has made big changes? OG, but that's, I'm not even, like, you know, those just kind of changes for retirement and such, you know. Who else?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
It's got to be other qualifier teams for sure, right?
Yeah, I think, you know, actually there really aren't that many. Like, if you go down the list, you know, OG, DS, sure, EG, no, Undying, VP, Alliance. They all kind of like kept things the same. Maybe.
Do you think that is a change in team philosophy, or do you think it's because of the DPC?
I think it's a bit of both. I forgot. You know who? SE T1. They brought in Savage, like in spring. So I think that was like the other big one, I would say.
Yeah, we were just talking about Fnatic. Funny, huh?
There's a lot of shuffling in SEA, I think. I think people probably caught off guard by, you know, Obi Neon's success.
Radiant
Blink Dagger soon for Toronto, Tokyo. So he is about to come online. He has a double damage in his pocket. They're going to go for the kill onto Death. They're going to all in him because Mira is behind the Timbersaw. He's saying, I've got the disables, but here comes the relocate. Can they actually bail him out? The Timbersaw's dead. No. Mira going to be probably traded out here. DJ hoping to get those last couple of hits in. The Thunder Strike should be able to do it. So relocate back out of here. Maybe they're going to leave Raven behind. They don't. Chuen, he says, okay, you guys left me, so I got to just run now with the rest of my mana. And that, unfortunately, means DJ is going to be caught. Toronto Tokyo doesn't need his Blink Dagger, it seems, for his first successful rotation.
Poor DJ, man. Like, that's a scenario where I think Jabs probably regrets not dropping off his Ursa. Yeah, Collapse could have TP'd, but you just run away. And they end up losing a streak on their Disruptor to the enemy mid.
Yeah, 368 gold, quite a bit. Still, Toronto Tokyo maybe top net worth. Everybody else from Fnatic falls in line, second, third, fourth. So they're still happy with the way their laning phase has gone, I believe. But that first move from Team Spirit, nicely played.
Yeah, they're going to smoke up. They've got wards ready. They've got a Blink Tiny. So it's time to get things done, and they may have Red Fnatic here, who also had a solo smoke on DJ. They want to make a play top on the tide, but this is the dream scenario for Spirit. Bait their watermelon and then collapse, literally, on top of collapse.
DJ looking for the Static Storm opportunity. Got to be able to get the glimpse Static Storm, but here comes the rest of the team. And Fnatic, they do realize it pretty quickly, but not able to get away. Raven, the important carry, is going to get caught here. And Jabs, they see the relocate. They're like, okay.
Not yet, not yet.
He relocated out. He's got to be around here somewhere. And they're going to see it now.
Here comes DJ, looking to give the tether.
But it just means DJ's going to be caught as well. Really smart from Team Spirit. Very good stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Zero splitter. What a spell.
Big rotation from Team Spirit. 1 kill turns to 2, turns to 3. Collapse tries to get in front of the Timbersaw in the mid lane. That is the thing, right? They're making all these. They first make a move into the Timbersaw when he's overextended, and then they make a move far away from him.
That's a really good point. That's kind of how you want to play against him too, right? But really just
you either overwhelm him with like 5 heroes or you go nowhere near him.
Yep. So you slow him down ever so slightly. Chuen is getting a lot of space, but just a really nice read from Team Spirit. You really, like, that is like next level thinking, right? You don't play, it's like what DJ did earlier on. You make a move based on what you expect your opponent to do. Oftentimes just kind of making moves, you can get caught by a squad that's wary, so it's a really nice job. They use the wards, they grab the tower, a good deep ward placed inside of the 2 sentries, so it should go undetected by Fnatic. I really like this ward. This is one of my favorite spots to use.
Yule Scepter soon for the Timber.
Don't know if I'm a huge fan of that, to be honest, Cap.
Well, you just wanted, what'd you want to see?
Just want scaling. Like, even just an earlier Sanj Kaya, perhaps. Bloodstone, you know? I think Death is really going to have to carry this game. Like, he's the one with the best matchups, right? I think raw survivability would be the way to go. There's nothing he's really able to dispel or purge for himself.
Jumping in on a Raven, they're going to go for an immediate relocate out. It's fast. Honestly, Jabs reacted about as fast as you could ask him to, but part of the problem being it's level 1. Yep. So 3.5 seconds is a bit too long. They're going to come back in. Oh, they do manage to set up a bit of a trap here. Catch a Maposhka. Not able to kill him right away. They do have the Earth Splitter that's going to go out with the Ravage. Static Storm as well. All in on the Timbersaw, but he got off the Hood of Defiance, and that's going to change everything. Troll comes in, pops the ultimate, locking down the Timbersaw, and finally they do bring him down. Jabs, regretting bringing himself over here, is going to die as well. 2 for 2. Where's my team fight recap? There it is. Thank you.
If that Void Stone is just a Sanj, he lives 100%, yep. And saved a bunch of gold as well. Again, DJ, like, he's so close to making this insane play. You're going to watch the Static Storm come off. Like, he jukes the stun and then turns right back around. Here it comes, but oh, just that quarter second late. But, like, the man did everything he could. He had to juke the stun, otherwise he gets tossed and probably dies to Tiny. He's just a slight step behind. And as stated, Death goes down. 2K gold lead now for Team Spirit.
Lotus Orb would have been nice as well, right?
Yeah.
Really good against Shadow Shaman. I could see, like, they're alive on him. Like, yeah. I can just see how there's just a lot of items out there that would be good for you. Like Yule's is good against Troll always. Right?
I also wouldn't have minded a mech because the Wisp is going Holy Locket. And I think...
that's an interesting concept.
Yeah. I think you always want that quick, so if it's not your Wisp, somebody else should. Top lane. Oh, nice catch.
You're going to be able to grab the Troll here while he's still silenced. Nice setup there for Chuen. Making good use of the relocate. A buyback from the Shadow Shaman. But without their Troll, are they going to be able to stop this Roshan?
They've got great vision as well. They see everything right now on the side of Fnatic.
Oh, yeah. Nice high ground ward here. Team Spirit. Got some okay vision themselves, but the problem is they may know Roshan is going on right now. They're not sure how to contest it. Fnatic also seems like they don't want to just let Team Spirit potentially defend, but there's no Ravage for 25 seconds. And they've waited, they've stalled long enough that now the Troll is going to be coming back. They are going to be able to catch Mira, though. Chuen makes sure a bit by using all of his mana for that jump.
Yep. They knew he's the guy with used buyback, so you just gun for him. And I love that style, right? Death is going to just go. Living ward. You killed our ward, I'm going to go find vision for us. Storm can jump, the Disruptor can glimpse, and it makes it a lot easier for Fnatic to find those pickoffs. They don't really have the team fight advantage, but they certainly can skirmish and find initiations easier.
Yeah, and it's smart. It just kind of like forces some heroes here. They get a pick off, then they just back off saying, okay, we can't take on the 5-on-5 with the Ravage coming up soon and the Troll being alive, so Raven just teleports to the other side of the map and goes farms.
And I love to see this, immediately into stacks. Get those neutral items.
Oh yeah, just turned 17 minutes, so.
Yep. Essence Ring on the Storm, that's ideal, especially in a game with Wisp. You're playing for this sustained long fights. Again, why I would have preferred the mech on the Timber. He's going to go Halberd, though, after Yules. Not bad. It's really nice to have the disarm for both Troll and Tiny. Evasion, always great as well.
Yeah, he's really trying to answer the Troll as much as possible.
That might be another reason, of course. Yule's not affected by Stazzers, but Yule's up the Troll as he battle trances.
Yeah.
One of the hard counters, in a way. Team Spirit, they smoke up. DJ.
They're going to run right into DJ here. DJ.
Oh no, DJ.
He's going to need a fast static storm or something.
Nice
they do
Orchid.
actually have the Orchid on the Tiny to prevent any sort of toss back. That was a good response by Fnatic, covering each other well.
I am a little concerned, though. I really feel like DJ is being asked to do too much in this game. Like, he's positioned just a little too aggressively in all of these fights. And I think Team Spirit are going to recognize that pretty soon and start gunning for him.
Yeah, that's... For position Disruptor and his other support is an IO, and his offlaner is Timbersaw. Like, no disables between these heroes, so I can see what you mean. It's definitely a lot he has to do.
Nice. Looks like an attempted smoke break there from Chuen. He'll grab a bunch of information. You can see this game is a bit tense, right? Like, both of these teams, I think, oftentimes find themselves losing to themselves. Neither wants to make any sort of critical error.
Dota Plus has a 70-30 to the favor of Team Spirit. Would you agree with that?
I think so, just based on the way farm is split up at the moment. Spirit also with a pretty significant team fight advantage, but I think you made the right point. Like, the support duo for Fnatic is just very difficult to play in this kind of game, whereas Team Spirit, like Elder Titan, this is the great equalizer. You do so much damage, and you represent like an incredible edge in terms of the DPS output, and that. There's nothing DJ can do about that.
Just dead, so is his tower, and now Team Spirit can look at Roshan for themselves. Honestly, the support duo, there's such a massive difference in these heroes. Like, Team Spirit's heroes are better scaling as well in a lot of situations, right? They offer you so much team fight, so many disables, so much percentage-based damage.
Disruptor is a hero that is really nice when you're ahead. When you fall behind, it's just really rough. Your ult is completely countered by BKB. So at a point, what do you do to actually stop a troll? Meanwhile, Hex is obviously a mechanic that's always going to be strong. They also have, of course, a Ravage for their teamfight edge. And notably, a troll now with an Aegis, and also Elder Titan is OP. I'm just throwing it. Elder Titan is not fair. Fogged was right, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, Fogged was right. Tiny goes in, you throw out Spirit with maxed out Natural Order. No magic resist. Then you Veil, which means that the Tiny combo does pure plus damage.
That's not fair.
No, it's not.
Oh, and it's not
See?
looking
See
good
that?
for Jabs.
That Spirit plus the Veil. You saw that?
I did see that.
Told you.
Showing the audience that exact thing.
Yeah. It's the combo. That's why ET is so good. You see, can be 4, can be 5, can be 3, can be 2. Great with a Tiny. Great with a puck. Try anything. Just test your luck.
Static Storm need to be used to cover up the Storm Spirit, but DJ didn't actually get it off fast enough. So he still got hit by Avalanche and the nuke from Mira. Now DJ is going to die as well. 14-12, Team Spirit beginning to exert their power. As they move around the map on Fnatic's side, they've got the Aegis after all, they've got the better team fight. And all Fnatic really have is the ability to split push with this IO. They don't even feel super safe at doing that. They don't stick around bottom lane for long.
It's just a product of like the difference in how these mid playmakers activate, right? Tiny, combo dead. Storm, you can Orchid, you need a little bit of time, and then suddenly there was a Hex. There's a stun. Got rid of Ravage. And it's just a much taller task. Top tower next for Team Spirit. They want to get that outpost ASAP. Love Dragon, Scale Tidehunter, both for the armor, and of course you're applying it on Anchor Smash. It's a really cool mechanic.
Feels like we're not getting anything out of our Timbersaw anymore.
Nope. It's the one death bottom is huge because it slows him down, right? Kill him the one time and then just get away from him. Tower was denied in his face, but I think that second death, like when you're strongest hero on map, you have that gold lead and you die that second time, suddenly your progression is so hampered that you don't have that win the game threat anymore.
Yeah. You can no longer play fearlessly in the enemy's face because you are not strong enough to stay alive through the burst. You don't get that extra 200 HP in which you live and the regen kicks in. You're able to Timber Chain out. That's no longer the case. Now you're just getting 100 to 0'd, which may happen to him here with a beautiful combination. Toss back into the Hex, uses himself to be able to dodge the Stomp. Mira's going to die to Chuen, but they do get the Timbersaw. At the same time, the Static Storm on a Collapse was really nice. Collapse is still alive, and Chuen is forced away from that potential kill. Raven having a hard time dealing with Yutoro. Nice Earth Splitter, going to be able to catch Jam, slowing him down with a Glimmer Cake. Whoa, what? He tossed Yutoro in, the madman. BKB turn around, kills the Timbersaw. That's a dieback there. Potential another one on Jabs. Dude, Yutoro might have told him to toss him in.
You're gonna have to toss me. I can't believe that actually worked. That would not be recommended. If you watched the last TI, Artesian Sumail did try a similar maneuver that went incredibly poorly. Well done, Team Spirit. They are playing with some bravado. And poor Death just diebacked, and that's the end of the Timbersaw. He came so far, he looked so strong, and wow.
Now his game is over.
Look at that. He really meant to do that. And he just popped BKB ulti and just hope for the best. All right.
Sick stuff. Well, Team Spirit, they've got a huge lead now, 7,000 net worth, but it's more than that. They control the map, so just naturally this net worth is going to go in the favor of Spirits. They're probably just going to wait for next Roshan before they attempt anything extreme, like going high ground.
I will say also regarding the troll in these matchups, it's actually really nice against Storm because you just can't actually attack if the axes come off pre-BKB. You know, you just miss everything. And same kind of goes for Ursa, where, yeah, you could enrage and just keep hitting the troll, but it's a pretty beefy hero, and at a point he just pops ult and goes to Trage in the face. So,
yeah,
in general, just a harder carry, right? But Spirit have just played a better game.
Did the Ursa that we watched earlier win? It did. Yeah. It won. It didn't have a great time, but it did win. That put it back to 50% win rate. I feel like, Kyle, we're about to watch it drop below 50% win rate again, though.
Indeed. I haven't been super impressed by the hero, to be quite honest. It's just like, I think about what a time... Like, you know what it is that Ursa is incredibly one-dimensional, right?
Yeah.
You think about the build, it is what you see in front of you. It's Diffusal, Blink, Mask, BKB in some order. And you're incredibly single target. You don't really provide too much utility or ways to help your allies stay alive. You're just full offense, a charging Grizzly Bear. Then you look at a lot of the other carries in the meta, like, say, a Tiny, Troll, Spectre. Oh, no, not again. Nice toss back.
Does get the silence every single time. This is kind of the trade-off. They toss in the Timbersaw. Mira is immediately targeted by Twent, but this time he doesn't even get the kill on the Shadow Shaman, thanks to Glimmer Cape. Going for more? Almost. Sentry a little bit late, and then outside of the range. Doesn't matter, though. Team Spirit can still take this lane of Barracks. I thought they were going to wait for Roshan, but it seems like they saw an opportunity to get a big kill on Timbersaw, and that opened up a full lane for them.
And I gotta say, I take issue with Fnatic's warding in this final period of the game. Look at where those wards are. Like, what game are we playing here? You know, like all of their vision is concentrated on the enemy side of the map. And I understand, like, the idea is that you're going to just split. But if you look at Team Spirit, like, they're at a point with a Troll, with a Rasta, like, they can try to end game on you. And there has to come a time when you're looking to ward defensively. Because the alternative is that, like, what are we going to do? You know, go play Storm on enemy Ancients? Like, they're not going to beat their Ancients. They're going to be taking yours. They're going to be standing where they are here. This is where you need the control. Now you're playing blind.
Satanic Troll. Oh, boy. God. This is, their two supports are so poor. A Holy Locket and a Glimmer Cape between the two of them.
So stand by. If you're going to pick Wisp, I think Mech has to be picked up by him or an ally within the first 20 minutes of the game, without a doubt. I don't want to really flame the Fnatic supports, though. Like, I do think they've done, like, pretty much everything they could. Product of the draft, perhaps, where, you know, you lose a couple heroes here and there. It feels like Team Spirit, they just, like, it's just tiny things, right? A couple of tossbacks, some insane combos, and those pickoffs led to objectives.
They're gonna smoke. Fnatic, at least they're trying to make something happen here.
They're running right into the vision of Spirit.
But, well, they're running towards their own vision right now, their own deep vision that they have here in the triangle. But what the sad part is that their Timbersaw is being left alone again. And they've shown they have the magic damage to be able to kill him, but jump into the two supports, that's really nice. Fnatic this time around, the bait is successful. Death is still alive, and Raven managed to kill two, but they have to get out. With these kind of buybacks, they've got to just leave. Accept the fact that there was a huge win. If just all of their cores get out, it's a win. And in fact, they managed to get only...
Oh no.
Oh,
DJ. No. DJ stuck around just a little bit too long.
Yeah. Wonder how long he was sitting there.
That was a great fight from Fnatic, though, to find those supports. Like, that's what they've been trying to do this whole game. They finally get that opportunity, but in vintage TI Dota, they have immediate buybacks. So you've spent a lot of mana and spells, and then suddenly you're still not an advantage in the fight. Roshan, though, not for a minute and a half, so that's quite nice.
Yeah, Fnatic, if anything, they're not going to get punished whatsoever for the fact that they end up eventually being forced away from that team fight around the Roshan area. Well, Roshan doesn't end up spawning very quickly, and now their supports are back. If they win the next fight and they manage to kill some supports, that's diebacks going around. They may actually be able to take Roshan for themselves.
Hey, we can see you in the Roche pit. We see you doing it.
Not a bad idea, Collapse. But I don't think you could just summon Roshan like that. It's still going to be a bit.
But you could perhaps summon Fnatic if they think that you're doing it. 30 seconds. So yeah, I mean, this is the part of the game. Second Roche. You're going to have to fight for it. If Troll takes Aegis, he walks high ground. That's the end of the game. Fnatic, do they have a smoke? No, they are out. It's most unfortunate. They will need to do the walk-in. And look at Toronto Tokyo with the Invis rune. Has a sentry, knows they don't have vision of him at the moment. He should see DJ.
Gotta be careful going for the D ward, but DJ just gets a little bit too close. The problem is they kind of knew that a ward was potentially there, but somebody has to go and actually right-click it.
That's more like it.
It is a very, very hard game for DJ.
Very hard game for all of Fnatic now that Yatoro's going to be able to get the Aegis. And the Shard. Which, he's going to take the Shard. You know that one, Kyle?
Yep.
Rampage.
I saw the Suns fan clip.
Oh, was there one?
Yes. I don't know if it's actually. I mean, it's not bad, right? It's just for him more damage for free. So why not? Only
Sure.
other candidate, I guess, was ET, which is not ideal.
Yeah, because Tiny already bought his, so.
Maybe you could have given it to the Tidehunter just so he could go tank and push for you a little faster.
Yeah. Shadow Shaman's not bad either.
I actually would have liked it on Tide. Now that I think about it, I forgot that they increased the damage.
Yeah, now it does
And lowered cooldown.
90 damage, reduces cooldown by 1. You can hit buildings with it, so. Aghanim's Gush, a good way to be able to cut a creep wave without anybody being there. Collapse just launches some water over to the other side of the map. And they're not just going to barrel down high ground. Team Spirit. Okay.
Oh, this
Can
is
they
very
do anything
dangerous.
about this? Jabs. Relocate out. He's playing it so safe hiding in the tree area like this.
And as you can see, the kind of game that Fnatic have found themselves in. This is quite difficult.
A game of hide and seek. Where they just try and sneak in some farm around the map. And Team Spirits are hunting them.
Through the Glimmer Cape. Still dies.
Gets the kill onto DJ while the rest of Team Spirit are able to push out bottom. They're going to try and catch Toronto Tokyo, but he's a little bit too fast. Plus he's got BKB, plus he's got a haste rune. And that's why he's going to go in. Doesn't actually get off the BKB fast enough, so he does get pulled and therefore will not be able to kill Jabs. With his full BKB and a haste rune, though, should be able to get out. No problem in Team Spirit. They may just barrel up the high ground here and drop the wards immediately because they know Fnatic is not in a position to respond right away.
Yeah, this is Troll Dota right here. One of the best building slayers in Dota 2, and Toronto Tokyo is closing fast, so this will be a 5-on-5.
They got to get to the back line. They got to get to these supports. They know where Mira is. Smart play. Start off with him. That's going to be a dieback there. Now they turn towards the Troll. Do they actually have the damage to be able to do so?
Whoa!
They pull him in. Static Storm. Oh, they're going to be able to just jump into Toronto Tokyo. Manage to get the Disruptor just like that. Yatoro, who'd already popped his Rampage there, still has his Battle Trance ready to go and still has the Aegis. So he can just keep going. Ravage is just going to be used. Some of the heroes were able to run themselves away. They're going to turn and go for the Troll. That's going to be life number 1. Death is very low. The Tiny, 1 hit is all it takes to be able to finish this guy off. The toss does do it. Buyback coming out there as well, though. Team Spirit are killing Fnatic heroes 1 by 1, but not getting any dieback. So Fnatic can hold this potentially. They're going to go for Jabs, take away that big helping hand to Raven. Raven still is unable to man fight Yatoro. Now gets locked down, gets run over. Twen's trying to do what damage he can as he zips on through everybody on the side of Team Spirit. But the monsters that are Team Spirit just seem to be putting up with such a beating and putting it back double as Raven again locked down. Toronto Tokyo keeps on finding these supports. Beyond godlike for him. Are they finally going to let Spirit go? They're going to try one more time. A glimpse back. no Battle Trance, no BKB, a sliver of hope to be able to bring down this troll, but they just can't do
God.
it. He's too damn big. He is rampaging all over them, and that is exactly what Toronto Tokyo is going to get to knock out Fnatic for game number 1.
Wow. Oh, man. Bloody hell. Nobody died, Cap. They killed Fnatic.
They
like
killed
12
Fnatic,
times.
yeah, 10 times.
Gracious. That's the ET Factory. Toronto Tokyo ending in style. 0 deaths. Just straight up dumpstered the whole game.
Yeah.
Tiny. Tiny. I don't know. It doesn't seem so small after a performance like that. What do you go? 14-0 and 13? That's not bad. It's all right.
Toronto Tokyo, he can play more than just spirits.
Yeah, not bad
Got
for
a
a
tiny.
rookie. First time TI. Okay.
Yeah, Team Spirit, not looking half bad. I feel like we've heard around from some of the other casters, they all kind of agreed. Team Spirit's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not expecting them to get eliminated. I think it's a question of how high their ceiling is, especially at their first TI. Can they actually place top 8, or are they going to be knocked out in the first round of playoffs?
And this is big. So they're now looking at probably like they're going to make it out of groups with this
Yes.
win. But if they can keep the momentum going, there is a shot we could see them in upper bracket. Fnatic likely going to be a lower bracket squad, but they would really like to get a win to ensure that that's where they stay. You don't want to be playing any tiebreakers for elimination.
Yeah, again, otherwise they're going to have to do that against Team Secret. But that is it for game number 1. We're going to take a short break and go to game 2. Welcome back, everybody. We've got Fnatic versus Team Spirit Game 2 because Game 1 was Team Spirit. I don't know. They look pretty good. They just rolled over everything.
Yeah, and it will like as well. And off to a great start with quite possibly one of the best openings that exists in Dota 2 right now. Notably because Team Spirit, much like OG, they'll play this Tiny as a 1, they'll play it as a 2, or as a 1. Either way,
10 seconds
they're going to have some fun. Elder Titan with that Veil Rush. I'm so vindicated that people are buying Veil all games because I was thinking to myself, playing Dota, spamming matches, that there's no way 18% spell damage isn't broken. And I was right, as I often am. The question is, will Fnatic be right as they switch up their draft, stealing the Tidehunter away from Team Spirit to combo it up with one of the favorite 4 positions so far in this tournament? Snapfire, Cap. How do you feel about Grandmas? Do you call yours often enough? I certainly don't. I should. If you're watching, Grandma, I'm sorry.
I went and saw my grandma recently, actually. How do I feel about this grandma?
5 seconds remaining.
Not amazing. I feel like Snapfire was on the losing end of like one of the first 2 days of groups. Maybe it's done a bit better since. The damage that she's able to output is impressive, and the utility that Cookie gives you is really nice. But it's just not the same as like what ET gives you, which is like a broken mechanic, you know? So I'm okay with it depending on what the offlaner is. Tidehunter's just okay, right? If you were doing like Slardar, I'd be like, okay, now like you got 6/6 energy.
Yeah, the ET, you know, part of it is I think the ultimate's underrated just in terms of the raw damage output. It's a little faster to deal the damage, and I just see it absolutely shredding people. It's like 40-50% max HP or something nuts, but on 0 resistance. And then the laning phase, we saw in the last game, poor DJ just walks uphill, and tries to run back downhill, but it's too late.
Yeah, I think Elder Titan creates a problem.
Yeah.
You must address that problem, right?
I totally agree.
Tidehunter Snapfire is still good, though, because they got the double minus armor, little shredder, plus gush. It is potent. And it is something that is specifically good against Tiny Carry, which is why I'm going to assume Team Spirit picked it into it, that they're going mid right away. I feel like they've already decided this is a mid laner.
But it's really a cool combo, though, because they just play it with the ET. The Spirit, of course, removes magic resist. You've got to be near the actual body of ET to get your physical armor removed. But, you know, you saw him from like 1,000 units away. Just Spirit, Veil, Tiny combo. Boom. Billion damage, especially post-Echo Saber. And I think Toronto Tokyo really thrives when he's able to play that playmaking style of a mid hero.
Second round of bans here. Void, Night Stalker. What does this tell you, Kyle? Insania would know.
No, he wouldn't. He just makes stuff up. I taught him well. It's likely, I mean, those are just 2 heroes that kill Tidehunter, right? Protecting their pick most of all. I think that after watching Team Spirit play the earlier series today, it's just getting rid of Collapse hero pool as well. His NS was sick. They take out Sand King as well to further limit the available options for him. I think it's likely we'll just see him go back to his bread and butter. Ares, the spear carrier, god of both war and the offlane.
5 seconds
That's right,
remaining.
Mars.
Team Spirit.
Do you know the Greek name for the god of Mars? Because I believe Ares is Roman.
I'm sorry, what? Weren't you just talking about Ares and Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't they? One's Roman, one's Greek?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, there's
Mars is Roman. Ares is Greek.
5 seconds remaining.
Are you sure? Is it really that's what it is?
Yes. It's as simple as that.
Huh. Yeah, you're right. Wow, I'm dumb.
I was like, why are you asking me that question when you were just talking about Ares?
Yeah, I guess I knew both and just didn't even realize that. I really, again, the lack of confidence is killing right now.
It's like, is he wanting me to put out a third name somewhere out here? Yes, the God of War. Expected to be seen. Shadow Demon as
Love
a
it.
pickup. That is an interesting one. Why do you love it?
Nasty, because it purges tree armor.
Okay.
So good. It also isn't removed by Kraken Shell.
Okay.
And it also removes Cookie.
10 seconds.
Because Cookie
remaining.
functions like Force Staff. So you just get dispelled, and I
5
don't believe you
seconds
actually
remaining.
get cookied.
Really?
I'm not sure on that one.
I was about to say,
I'm not
that
sure
one
on
felt
that
like
one.
a reach. That one feels like a reach to me, Kyle. There's the team Spirit Mars, which we were expecting all along. If that is the case, you probably just instantly slam the ground, though. Whenever Cookie is like,
Yeah.
Cookie movement is canceled, you do
10
instantly just
seconds
hit
remaining.
an AoE stun.
Yeah.
But that would be interesting.
5 seconds.
Can't say I've ever
remaining.
seen that interaction. I'm going to assume it doesn't work that way until proven otherwise.
Is Cookie dispellable?
Can you dispel cookies?
I wish I would be in a significantly better shape right now. Is there a way to
Somebody dispel me, please!
Templar
I'm under the status effect of having eaten too many cookies.
Speaking of cookies, if anybody's watching the stream, could you please bring me a snack? Thank you. Help!
You think some of the talent down the stairs in the green room?
No,
are
they
just
all
like,
left.
yeah. Every single time
10
we come on,
seconds
apparently they
remaining.
turn us off. So
Yeah. Well,
what
it's
great
just-
friends we have.
Five
Working the late
seconds
shift is
remaining.
rough because at the end of the day, when we're getting ready, there's all these people in the
Fnatic's
green
turn
room with
to
smiles, laughter, spreading cheer, doing our jobs. Then we're done and we're just isolated, alone
Yeah,
in the cold bus.
everyone's just exhausted.
Yes.
Nobody wants to talk to each other.
Yeah, but let's talk.
Or maybe that's just me and Kyle.
10 seconds.
Yeah, we don't hang
remaining.
out that much, but I think it's the product of just working together all the time, right?
5
It's like, what do we?
seconds
We got to talk for so long. You already know the references I'm going to make, and like what I think about obscure movies. Like, what more would you gain?
Team Spirit's turn to battle.
Hey,
What do you mean? We just hung out last night for like 4 hours.
that's true. Was it 4 hours? It was good schnitzel.
It was good schnitzel. That's actually
hits
how
different at
that's how
midnight.
I got coaxed out of my room. Is
Half-
that I was very hungry.
Yeah. That
5
is the
seconds
secret
remaining.
to Cap. If you feed him, he becomes putty. But
This looks like a pretty good Templar Assassin pick to me
Yeah, I was
because
thinking
they
the
already
same.
know most likely it is mid lane. If they somehow switch it over to carry, then they already have that answer in lane, right?
Yep.
We already talked about Snap Tidehunter. And I'm looking at these heroes, and I don't see like fast instances of damage besides Avalanche.
Yep.
Like I feel like Refraction's going to be up a long time.
Spirit's turn
Yeah,
to pick.
I would agree. I think that's why they're going to bring out any kind of Illusion Manta hero. Probably
Phantom
PL.
Lancer, Naga Siren,
Yeah, one or the other. Probably going to be
TB's
A-OK.
banned.
And the Bat Rider ban is excellent because otherwise you just go Bat mid and you look at this Fnatic lineup and you're very afraid.
Is there any other
10
mids that
seconds
could
remaining.
fit in that are like hard? So could you
Razor.
like Viper mid, Razor
5
mid?
seconds
Okay.
remaining. Fnatic's turn to pick.
All right.
telling you, man, I'm feeling myself.
Yeah, you are. You're feeling yourself.
I-
Why Razor mid over Viper mid? Out of curiosity.
More likely Link. I also think that when you're playing against Trient, you need to have a earlier
10
BKB hero.
seconds remaining.
Okay.
I think Viper's nerfs also hurt the
5
hero quite a bit,
seconds
and I
remaining.
think Razor also just functions better. Like, you want this fast hero with BKB. You don't want a backline. Like, I'm Viper. I'm gonna Q you real good. They needed something to play like Toronto Tokyo did in the previous game,
Yep.
where the Spirit allows you this influence to get deep into the fight. And in general, I just think it's a better hero right now. It's also more Toronto Tokyo style. He's not a Viper player. He's not a Viper player at all.
Oh, side lane TA, and now it's a Quap. So this Razor feels a little awkward. But what if they put safe lane Razor now, and they put mid Tiny? No.
No,
Okay.
the Razor actually is still somewhat favored, I think, against Quap. You just have to hit your Qs, pretty much.
Okay.
Similar to the matchup we saw last series, the trouble with Quap is, of course, that if you go for the lane against Razor and put a lot of points in Q, you can't shove lane. Razor can. And it's going to come down to rune control most of the time. But I do like the pick. They really have limited control for the Quap. And they're with my favorite core to play with in the offlane, the Tidehunter. So Quap obviously can't take Ancients. Tide TA can, so that's one box checked.
Yep.
You also have Treant, another great hero to play with Quap because you need that little bit of survivability so that you can focus on damage output. And in really nice lockdown, right? Low damage hero. This puts Quap in a position to thrive, and you're really going to have to. Chuen, if you want to win this game, you've got to have less than, I would say 1.5 over under.
Oh, I was going to say 3. Surely you can have a second death in there, right?
2.5. We'll see. I think they can lose this game with 2 deaths on their Quap.
Why did you just say less than 3?
Because that would be
What's
love.
with the 0.5?
Because that's how over-unders work, Cap.
I
guess sometimes no. Okay, so if I were to say the over-under is 3, then I would say like a 3-death Quap could go either way. It's a push.
Okay.
But if it's more, they're going to lose, and if it's less, they're going to win.
Okay.
If I say, firm line in the sands.
Okay, over under 2 then.
2.5.
No. I'm just saying like 2 is probably a push, right? I mean, you wanted to put over under 1.5.
Yeah.
So we're saying 2 is a push.
Are you moving the line?
Yeah. Well, you already moved it. You went from 1.5 to 2.5. I'm saying let's just meet in the middle here and say 2. And he can have 2 deaths, but it means his impact is going to be relatively neutral, and someone else is going to have to carry the game out for him. Like Raven's going to have a better performance, a more outstanding performance to be able to push this over the line to be a W.
Sure. I like it.
That's our analysis, everybody.
Prepare
Welcome to
for
the game of
battle.
Team Spirit versus Fnatic. Game 2. Team Spirit looked quite good in Game 1. Felt like they were just the better team overall. But drafting-wise, did Fnatic do a better job this time, Kyle?
I think so, yeah.
Even though they drafted Quap.
I think that the versatility, I am sure that this carry TA was the right move based on the Razor pick. So the fact that they were able to flex that is a really good sign. I also think, Raven, I'm sure, can play this hero. So what is he up against? Yeah, it's a nice matchup against the Mars as well and the SD because you can get all those poison stacks and then just pop Refraction.
Yeah.
And Tiny, as you discussed, should not have the freest time in that safe lane.
Toro. He's going to get caught out here. If he gets hit by one slow, he's going to get hit by the other one. Oh, no, he's just going to walk right back into them. That is unfortunate. They don't even have to level anything. Look at Chuen. He's just like, you're dead anyway. No need to level Shadow Strike, but I'm presuming, I don't know. Maybe Razor, you just go, do you get Shadow Strike at all? Do you just go 0-2-4? Max out Scream of Pain, right? Push out the lane into Razor?
I actually would like that, yeah. Razor, I think the new Razor, you don't really ever, you just can't beat him in lane. I think you just play for your own game because the one weakness of Razor is that you really don't farm as efficiently. You can shove lane, don't get me wrong, but you don't just turn mana into damage the same way that a Quap would because Scream is such a lower cooldown. Your Q, it's only 10 seconds, I guess. I take that back. It's a 3-second difference, but still, 30% more spells.
DJ's going to pop out, and they're going to go for the kill into Miposhka again. The minus armor duo combined with a slight slow and the heavy damage of DJ is just enough. Miposhka, I think, could have gotten out there. But he turns around and does die. A second kill now for Fnatic as DJ said, okay, all according to plan, job is done. I'll see you later. It does mean he's going to be late to block the hard camp, so that is something that he's going to have to try and contend with. And it's going to be a little annoying seeing as some of his trees already been cut.
I think you're okay with that, though. TA is so easily able to shove waves once you get a point in side blades. Really nice move, though. I love this decision to get aggressive top and then TP back down. That extra kill just gives you that edge that you need, and lane control is now confirmed up top, which is excellent. This is a much better Fnatic position already, just 1.5 minutes into the game.
This Tiny really doesn't like being this far forward in lane. Every single time Maposhka leaves to go do a pull, he pretty much just can't be there. He's going to go for the deny now. Open up the easy camp for the 2-minute spawn. That'll be nice at least.
And you can see Chuen, he actually did go for 2 points in his Shadow Strike. I'm not the biggest fan of this camp. I just really feel like Quaps seem so much stronger when they're able to shove lanes. I also think that that's kind of the way you want to beat Razor more often than not. Like, you can already see, like, he's got creeps on him, Razor does not, so very casually able to grab wave and then shove it in. And off to a pretty nice lead in the laning phase. And let's see, top, pretty standard.
Yep.
Whoa, what? How?
Looks like he just got disrupted into Spear, perhaps.
And sorry for the T-Tours. We have swapped out JJ for the less accomplished Capitalist Observing. Trying to multitask. That'll be a kill on DJ. That's the Elder Titan factor. Doesn't even matter if your lane got off to a rough start. You are still an Elder Titan.
You just, in your head, swap them. The captain swap, therefore their name swap. That was Jabs who died.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, whoops. Long day. Oh, good.
Hopping on over. Look at how much minus armor that is. It just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Like, he may not ever die, but he's just always going to be
dude.
forced to be constantly munching on regen.
How often do you see the band of Elven skin picked up instead of the strength component of the treads? That's just for the armor.
It's smart. Smart, but, you know, doesn't feel good either way.
Let's see, bottom. I mean, lanes are doing all right though. I mean, bottom is going to be. This is a collapse Mars, so you can expect him to do quite well. But Raven does eventually win this lane through attrition. Oh, nice job by Chuen. He swipes the rune from under the nose of Toronto Tokyo, so we will be able to grab both.
Yeah, Toronto Tokyo is trying to do some extra efficient play where he goes for the late bounty pickup, stacks the hard camp, and then grabs the water rune, but Chuen denying that water rune may give him an advantage here. 3-1-1 is the build for him. I'll give, you know, like, we're basically speaking theoretical because, you know, I highly doubt you've played a whole lot of Quap since Shadow Strike changed, right? That's a relatively recent one, so.
Yeah, and he just won the lane. Holy crap, yeah. Forced the TP. It really was the play, though, to your point, like the greed, going for the runes. That you can't do that because Quap just turns more mana into damage. So suddenly it's like a fountained Quap who comes back and starts owning you. That's so much XP lost mid. That is game-breaking. Really well done by Chuen. Just dominating this lane now. CS doesn't matter because of how much XP the Razor just missed middle.
Poking at you, Toro, time and time again. Maposhka with 2 levels of the Spirit has been trying to do damage back to them, but they can always fight back. If they were to focus Maposhka down, he'd have to just run away. As you could see, he kind of gets chunked by a single anchor smash. Top of the CS board, though, man, collapse. Giving Team Spirit Mars. You always got to think twice about that.
Hey, giving death the Tidehunter, though, man, up top. Like, the kills certainly helping out. 31-13 against Tiny. But this is to be expected. You see Yatoro hitting level 5. He needs level 6. Plus 12 armor is pretty nuts. Before that, he is incredibly weak, but he'll be able to sustain a lot more efficiently afterwards. Surprised that he didn't pull out a stick really early on as well. I know Tiny sometimes skip it, but I think against Tide, you just have to be buying one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, Sapphire also spams Little Shredder. Like,
yeah.
She's going to use that once a wave on you, 100%. So, the battle of the cheers. Don't forget to get your cheering in, guys. It's definitely a lot better than it used to be.
By the way, Cookie is dispellable.
Oh, really?
Strong dispels only. which Shadow Demon Ultimate is not.
You really got us there, Kyle. Disruption into Spear. One of the downsides of playing Train Protector against Mars is that sitting in the trees isn't much of a bonus against him. Fortunately, Mira makes a nice read that he has to TP out and will not die. And so twin rotation for him that doesn't really net anything, but at least he's able to get back to lane quickly.
Got a lot of stacks made in the jungle right now for Spirit, but tough for poor Toronto Tokyo, who is just not having fun middle.
Hit him with the cookie. 100 HP is what he's left with. I'm surprised that Toronto Tokyo is going to return back to mid. I feel like maybe you want to switch up the lane somehow. Give this Tiny somewhere else to be, or at least help him by like going top. Like Razor's always been good against Tide in that regard, right?
No, I totally agree. I think it would have been nice, but at the same time, Yatoro just maybe not having the levels. And that is perhaps the one weakness of Team Spirit, right? When you see Toronto Tokyo playing a hero, you know it's going mid. Yatoro's is going safe lane. I have like never, I think have we ever seen them switch? We watched them in both DBC seasons.
No.
And this is just a great job by Twen. He's just owning this lane. Rune control. This is the
How many
third
times
time
though right now do people swap their players from mid to top? Yeah, like they'll swap the hero. And how many times have we seen?
It's a good point. It's very rare nowadays.
Yeah.
It's more about like where is the hero going, and then it's confirmed in the draft.
Yeah.
But there's a really good point.
Poposhka gets found,
Oh,
and
there's
Fnatic are going to be able to find some juicy stacks here. Oh no, Team Spirit not protecting that very well. I can't help but feeling like the large part of this is this Razor just getting dumpstered in the mid lane. He's going to lose his mid tower soon. He's not having an impact around the map.
Not just that, there's no, like, it's Mira on Shadow Demon. I don't know what the hero's supposed to do, right? He can't come help out. And this is huge. Death is farming the entire Spirit stack. And Chwen is still just like killing the tower. Oh, until
they manage to get a disruption. Stomp the blink. Oh,
What?
disruption illusions will come up. Oh.
No.
That should have been a spear. That should have been a spear kill, though. Yeah, that should have been a spear kill.
Collapse actually cancels his TP as well.
Maposhka is going to be caught here, blown up pretty quickly. His death is going to show up. Toronto Tokyo knows this tower is dead. They can't fight anymore, but won't be able to get the deny either. Yeah, honestly, Fnatic just seems way ahead in the game at this point in time, and I have to wonder if maybe this is just comfort level for Toronto Tokyo playing this Razor.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a nice pick in the game, but a really nice adaptation from Fnatic. Like, this is the trouble. That last pick Razor, like, that's for the lane, right? You're picking it because you expect the TA, and then it's just a total curveball. Raven's still comfortable, but in a favorable matchup. And then that last pick, this is when Quap feels really good. I keep seeing it get, like, third picked. That's not when it's nice. You want it last, and I questioned the build, but the rune control at 4 minutes really, I think, legitimized the 3-1-1 build, because all of a sudden you forced Toronto Tokyo back to base, and once you do that once as a Quap, you're dominating. And he's gotten the next 3 runes, so 6, 8, and 10-minute runes all bottled by Twen, and that's the dream for any Quap. All top 3 of the net worth now in control, Fnatic.
And this always feels really good when you got a Train Protector in your team, because you know you're always going to have a big tower advantage at this point. Like, they're going to trade safe lane towers here for sure, but mid tower is going to be held by Fnatic for a long time, unless they lose some massive team fight.
Yeah, and that's just so nice. And you look at the Spirit lineup, the other issue is that you don't have any real method of catching the Quap. You saw how complicated it would be to set up a kill, right? You disrupt into stomp into a teleporting Mars. That was their setup.
Yeah.
They don't really have tools because this is a carry Tiny, remember. This is not going to be some blink rush. It's going to be a right-click jungler. And a Yule's rush on Toronto Tokyo. I am very concerned for Spirit. I think Fnatic are just in such a great position in this game. And unlike some of the more complex lineups they've utilized, it's a very just nice and smooth way to play from here on out. TA farm jungle, Quap farm lane, Tidehunter defend towers, run at people, waddle, maybe look to use a Ravage sometime soon.
I always like. I always feel like TA gives you a bit of simplicity in the game plan, just because you can Roshan so early as an objective. I think that makes the game a lot easier. Mira protects himself with a disruption, but only does so much. As Chuen comes in, finish off the kill. Death is challenging. And he covers here, and he's going to be able to hit a nice Ravage, setting up DJ to help him finish off Miposhka. Tronto Tokyo is here, though, with the arena. Oh, the cookie on out. They're going to be able to keep him alive. A spear hits DJ. Tronto Tokyo looks to be able to focus him down. At least they get that. Chuen, okay, does manage to hit him with that Sonic Wave. Finish off the Razor. Death is going to fall as Utoro comes in, but he's going to get kited around a little bit. He'll toss up in the air, goes for the spear as well on it. Jabs, they should be able to finish him up, but he gets a cookie off last second, allows Raven and Chuen to just run over these heroes. Ultimately, it was a one fight for Fnatic as their cores were the ones that stayed alive.
I love that. You see DJ, his dying breath, he doesn't armor himself. He armors his Quap. So that Chuen is then way strong enough to just stand there, right-click, go toe-to-toe with the remaining Spirit heroes. Excellent dive. Jabs just pressing his buttons, starts spitting great globs of fire, ends up killing Mira. A little assist from Chuen to get the last hit. And yeah, just well played. Great Ravage setup. I like this from Fnatic, bloodthirsty, and this is what I mean when I say that this lineup is just a lot easier for them to understand, right? When you're going Lycan Tiny, look, it's not complicated, but it's very technical. You have to hit the timing, take the right fight based on positional advantage and vision setup, and it's just a lot easier to run at enemies and utilize superior spellcasting.
Yeah.
Stun them, kill them.
Blink Dagger next for the Treant Protector, so he can get a little bit more involved with the Blink Dragonlance build from Raven, which is pretty active build for a carry Templar Assassin especially. It's going to go back for the Deso. But the build has been worth it, right? Them being able to win that top fight really helps Fnatic stay in control of this game. Nice ward pickup there for Jabs, knowing that Team Spirit really want to be able to get some defensive vision around here somewhere, and it would have set up for the smoke play that Team Spirit is currently trying to operate on. They're going to wrap all the way around, see if they can collect some heroes here. They're going to go through the lane. Oh, a smoke double TP out. Surely they're going to find Tidehunter at least. Yep. It's a dangerous combination, Mars Razor, because you can't go anywhere, and that just means you're going to get drained by the Static Link, and Eye of Storm is going to poke you
tanky.
down.
Oh my god. That was a lot, though. I mean, that's just the Max Kraken Shell tree armor. You can see this is a very difficult Tidehunter to take down, and just realize, because it's that carry Tiny, this Team Spirit lineup is almost purely physical damage. They don't have that easy combination to utilize with Miposhka's ET Spirit.
That's true. But it does mean if Miposhka can be in there to take away some of their base armor, then this Razor could very rapidly get people into deep negatives, especially if he actually gets into some late game. That is another thing that I want to talk about, the difference between Razor and Viper, is that Razor actually scales really well into the late game with this build that people have been going, most notably Eternal Envy, the Aghanim's Refresher. Now that, and it actually was made better last patch because now it does the armor reduction before damage, so it's just that extra little bit of efficient damage for you.
Can they do this?
Really nice against Templar Assassin too. Duels into the spear back. Nicely done by Collapse, but they didn't actually get it. They still have the Purge on him, and they hit him with the Poison too. I think he's going to take out here. Turns around, Sonic Wave last second because he knows he's getting burned. 411 gold for Mira.
That is a huge kill.
Uh-oh. Bye-bye, Miposhka.
You see how hard it is for them to execute. They had to blow everything. Literally everything. They did miss the Earth Splitter, unfortunately. It would have been easy to kill.
That it does seem to be the story for Team Spirit constantly, right? Because they had to blow everything to kill the Tide Hunter earlier. They just have to like outnumber Fnatic for any of these pickoffs.
Yeah.
Is that going to change at any point in time? Is Team Spirit going to start feeling what's like a better timing for them?
If you can get a BKB on Toronto Tokyo and get the drain on TA, things get a little simpler. But I would like to see Fnatic get a bit more active. You know, they're at the phase of the game they should be playing for kills and then around Roche, and they're just a bit too reluctant to accelerate, in my view.
I would agree with that, depending on what happens right now, because they're about to get the Deso. Like, now I think you must start winning this game hard, because I don't think you want to go late game against Razor Tiny as carry Templar Assassin with a mid-quad, right? Like, this is definitely Fnatic need to be able to close out the game. Otherwise, Team Spirit starts getting, like, they'll just naturally start countering you.
They've got to think that step ahead, right? They just walked into the Roche pit and we're like, wait, Spirit are coming for this. Like, of course they are. They know what we know. They know you want Roche.
Yeah.
You should have been making this play but 30 seconds ago, and now Spirit are very aware and waiting in the wings.
Yep. Wards spotted both. Jabs. You're crazy for that one, Jabs. Just walks down to the low ground. Team Spirit going to re-smoke, trying to reclaim this area. They're going to go for the same ward situation. Actually, just a sentry, and Toronto Tokyo is going to deal with it. So now Fnatic not going to feel as comfortable as they did before in approaching the Roshan pit without that high ground vision, giving them the heads up. They're going to be able to find the opening on a Chuen. The spear does land. They get a combo onto him with the avalanche, but again, he's able to blink away, but again, he's got the purge on him, so he's going to die here. They managed to get the rupture off. Good disruption from Mira, but overgrowth into the shot. A stomp comes in from Aposhka. The supports are saving Team Spirit's team fight right now. DJ ticks out from the poison and a tree to kill the tree. 10-9 as Team Spirit. That was barely put together correctly, but they do manage a small win and keep everybody alive.
Yeah, the big thing there was that Chuen did live about 80 HP. Otherwise,
really?
that is very, very grim.
That's just a tread swap right there, right?
Pretty much. Now they lose Jabs, leaving one more kill. Fnatic, man, the thing is, like, they're hitting these timings. It's the same as we saw in the series they played yesterday. They're in control of the game, but they don't go to win the game.
Kyle,
Spirit are the ones making the plays.
I'm going to play a game with you. What do you think the win probability was 5 minutes ago, and what do you think it is now?
It's Dota Plus or to me?
Just you, and then we'll look at Dota Plus together.
It was like 70 or 80. I would say 70% Fnatic, and now it's probably even.
Yeah, I was going to say more like 65 for Fnatic, and I think it might actually almost favor Team Spirit now.
Damn.
Was it 5 minutes ago we said?
No, you said it was like 7 minutes, I think.
No, I said 5 minutes ago.
No, try a few more minutes back.
63%?
No, a couple more. I was
and
thinking
just barely over 50%. I'm actually amazing. I almost called that to the percent. Even production's improved.
You know how to think like a pub.
Which one do you think is the analyst between us, out of curiosity?
Oh my goodness. It's always nice to be with such a talented and humble individual. How many awards have you been nominated for, though, Cap?
The same as you.
Oh, interesting. Are you nominated this year, though?
No.
I did not think so. That's right. The only award-nominated member of this cast is speaking to you right now, and I'm trying to reach you. Team Fnatic, please. You are falling victim to one of the
Great
classic
blunders.
Dota diseases.
Okay.
No. BSJ, also a long-time sufferer. It's called next item syndrome. It's when you get caught up in the idea that you need more gold, more farm in order to make things happen. But no, you didn't. You need to get into Roche. You need to use Ravage. You got the blink ready. If it's not now, when is it?
You could literally see it. Raven's like, that fight went a little weird, and they're like, okay, we're not actually stronger than them outright. I need BKB.
Yes, but is your BKB more important than Razor's? Is your BKB more important than the Mars, than the Tiny? Because they've all got him queued up, but Toronto Tokyo is going to have his momentarily. Oh, nice sentry, nice sentry.
Oh, this is a good bait out. The cookie lead off into the stun onto Yutoro. He's dead.
Beautiful.
He is very dead. Collapse actually still going. Finds DJ. Don't think you want to be here any longer. Shots raining in. Kiss is going to be able to catch some heroes. They're going to be able to get the Ravage to keep him in place. Again, Mira with the save, but this time around, nowhere out. No way out. They're in a dead-end scenario. Team Spirit thought they could take this, but one pickoff leads to two, and fortunately there's a haste rune on Toronto Tokyo. Maybe that's why they were still a little bit anxious to force an engagement. Still though, Fnatic, hey,
there we
no
go.
more next item syndrome. They forced a fight.
That
or rather, baited a fight.
They set up, right? That time, they were thinking with portals. They're ready. They recognize, look, Spirit, they're going to come defend here. Because we have the Blink TA, it's going to be tough for them to make any kind of move on him. We'll do a Trap Sentry combination and just pounce. They do exactly that. Incredibly well done. And now, theoretically, they can go Roche, but Elder Titan, another reason this hero is too damn strong. It's lanes, it's damage amplification, and it's incredible Roche control. And Miposhka is playing his heart out. Miro was a bit late. If he's there to save Yatoro, maybe that goes a bit differently, but heads up play by Jabs. He cookied the creep so that TA could still attack from an optimal distance, but they did land the guaranteed stun, and then starts flaming in. Kind of a big counter to the Mars Arena, but you can see also, if Spirit acquire BKBs, this game will get harder for Fnatic.
One's already acquired. Toronto Tokyo has his. Collapse is actually decently close, honestly. The farthest away is Yutoro, but you know he's going to farm quickly with this Silver Edge that he's able to boost himself around the map.
Also wanted to quick shout out to PSG LGD, who are the first team from this group to secure upper bracket, much like their brothers IG. They are 11-1 in this TI-10 group stage.
Very sick. Both of them are 11-1 right now, right?
Yep.
Very cool. IG dropped a game to... What did they drop a game to? I think both of them drop a game to like one of the middle tier teams.
Yeah, IG dropped a game to Undying, and LGD dropped a game to Team Secret.
Okay. So maybe not middle tier, but upper middle, right?
Yeah.
Both Undying and Team Secret look like they're both probably going to get into the upper bracket.
It'll be tight, I think, for both of them, but
yeah,
remains to be seen. Some big matches coming up.
Mira gets two-shot by Raven, and the cookie catches Miposhka as well. Again, Fnatic finding the right opening.
Yes.
To a team fight. If they can kill the supports first, it's fantastic.
Yes, and because they got the supports, Roche is now an objective. And thankfully, like, they got what they needed, right? They had BKB on both cores, Blink Halberd on Tide, and now finally, 25 minutes almost into the game, the first Roche falls. This is huge. And now Fnatic look to see them start to take some serious map control. Team Spirit not out of it, but I'm sure that the last few minutes have impacted their win probability, so much so that I'm sure Fnatic is closer to about 68% in terms of their potential to win the game. Oh, so close. 66.
66.
Yatoro is going to be the one that's going to have to make some moves if they want to take this. He'll have BKB soon, but he needs the shard as well. What are you looking at me like that for?
Twen's got one death.
He does? He's played a phenomenal game. If they end up with this dub, then I think that you can put almost all of it on the mid lane, where just a straight up 1v1 outclass by Chuen. Glad he's playing middle, right? He was off lane for a time until the CEO, Moon, was replaced. Board meeting. His shares were repossessed, and Chuen moved to mid. Death picked up, brought in off lane. Then, of course, that glorious reverse sweep to find themselves here. TI-10.
Raven's ready to go. He's got a Chrysalis in his backpack. That's how many items he's got right now. And the Aegis in play. He's going to demolish down some buildings. Tier 1, Tier 2. He's a proverbial wrecking ball.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Back for the Hurricane Pike, which makes sense against Razor. That is like It's his one-to-one counter, so he just needs to be able to. It's funny how like Fnatic wants to be able to find Team Spirit's backline.
Yeah.
And Spirit actually want the cores to crash into each other.
Pretty much. Nice try.
Tried for the spear backwards. He is going to be saved by the disruption, so that kind of poke doesn't really have much of a downside when you have a save behind it.
Yeah.
So you could just kind of keep trying that every single time Fnatic comes forward.
Yeah, Mir and Miposhka played great, but at this point, I don't know how... it's tough to recover, right? Because Razor versus TA, that's a lane winner. But at this phase, you know, no Halberd, you're just so squishy. Raven's so strong.
Really going to try for death here, and they actually will be able to break him. That was nice. They kind of spear him over to Yatoro. Yatoro quickly breaks the Tidehunter and preventing him from getting off a Kraken Shell Cleanse. No Ravage there. He did use BKB though, so they still have to be careful with fights.
But you take that, right? That was the Aegis timing. There's still 2 minutes left, but it's a really big opportunity now to acquire some new map control. They're getting their tier 3 items.
Fnatic's got to be careful with this whole deal. Still trying to hit the tier 3s. Team Spirit.
They weren't even there. They're just shoving lanes.
Yeah, I know. It's wild how like aggressive they are on the other side of the map.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, they got the scan there, but they did not have the detection ready to go. Maybe Chuen could still find him. Man, if he ran through that trap, they would have seen him over there. The Razor link is going on for a while. Looks like Jabs ran headlong into the Razor. Razor doesn't have BKB yet. Disruption's going to go down, but he's still not going to have it when he comes back up, and a Sonic Wave is going to blow him apart. Earth Splitter, Jabs walks into it and finally walks out of it. Cookie to stop the TP. Miposhka. Team Spirit, that was a very interesting idea, them so aggressively pushing out the lanes, but they didn't find any kills for it.
I love the idea, but just a bit overeager there, right? No BKB on Razor. Otherwise, he just gets out for sure. And Fnatic certainly feeling themselves now. They're all in now on this idea that the Tiny is just going to be way too strong. He does have the Shard and the Silver Edge, so theoretically, take down Tide, free Ravage, or maybe even solo kill the Quap. Is that even a thing? It's tough with the plate mail. I like the decision to go Shivas here.
Yeah, very nice. And Fnatic up to 68% win probability with this 5,000 net worth lead that they've got right now. Jabs, Dust. He is going to turn around and kill him, and then BKB teleport out. I'm dead.
Love it. An excellent chat wheel user. I like Jab's stream.
Yeah. What do you like about it?
It's just chill vibes, you know? I like a lot of the players that just kind of have a good time, play high-level Dota.
Yeah.
Zai, another classic.
Double damage.
30 minutes in. 4th neutral item found for Team Spirit. Now, this is where we kind of test how strong is Tiny, right? One of the best carries in the patch in this tournament, but will it be enough? That AC timing is going to be enormous if they can grab one. Controlling the armor becomes critical, both because you're against TA, but also, of course, because there's an ET on his team. If you think about Templar Assassin, yeah, Refraction's a problem, but the hero has no non-base armor, so ET gets up in front of you, you go to 0. AC, you're now at -5, and suddenly Tiny's hitting you for like 500 a smack.
Ah, got him.
You can run. You should run.
Well, that's going to be no Heaven's Halberd for a bit.
Will they make a play off that? Yes, they will. I like it. You held the curry. You know that there's an item gone. Roshan not up for a while. What are you going to try to do here, Fnatic? They're just sweeping across. Looks like one of those do something smokes.
Do you like these kind of smokes?
Situational. I would have probably saved this one just because the objective of Roshan is coming up soon. I think if anything, you could have just ran here yourself, grabbed the outpost.
Yeah, because you already know, like, Team Spirit's playing a game of cat and mouse.
Yeah.
So a smoke through the middle of the map is unlikely to net anything important.
Yeah, and you also had just revealed yourselves, right? So when suddenly everyone goes missing, there's an idea that, yeah, they're probably on the way. Plus, you're going to be more passive because you've just lost the item that you wanted on your Razor, so.
Man, double Heaven's Halberd when they get Toronto Tokyos. They have the AC in probably 2 minutes.
And that's the big timing, because double Halberd's nice against TA. Probably the hardest counter, especially because they just saw Raven with Daedalus. So no MKB coming, and the misses will stack up. But more importantly, if you get disarmed before BKB, well, that whole BKB is just done for. It's still unused, by the way. He has a whole Daedalus since picking up the BKB, but Spirit, nice smoke. Oh, jabs.
It
Careful,
breaks
jabs.
Toronto Tokyo. They know something's around these cliff areas. They're going to be able to find jabs first. Actually, the Cookie does manage to catch the Mars. He doesn't get anything off. He gets ravaged. BKB actually goes down. He's trying to defend himself. The arena goes out last second. That's all he can do. The damage stolen away from Raven. Raven is not going to be able to hit too hard here as Toronto Tokyo has drained him of everything he's got, and he's pulling through those refraction charges as well, but he needs a little bit more help, and his plasma field is just enough to be able to get the tip and get the kill. Triple, in fact, for Toronto Tokyo.
Jabs, why? Why are you there? Waiting in the Roche pit, and Team Spirit, they've got methods of checking for just that. Oh, and poor Raven, like, this is the problem. We talked about this. Your BKB is nice, but Razor's BKB is better, and his whole job is just to run at you and get the link off.
Yeah.
If you full link TA, that's it for the team fight.
And that's going to be it for the AC. So now I feel like Team Spirit, this round of items has pushed them over the edge, I think, right?
It's,
Especially if they were to get Roshan, not enough for another minute and a half.
That's a blessing for Fnatic. They will not have to worry about fighting into an Aegis Tiny, but it's still concerning. You know, this is the thing about Queen of Pain as well. Like, Chuen played a phenomenal game, but he can't win the game by himself. It's not the way the hero works. Now you're in a bit of a pickle because Tiny is killing everybody, and you have to somehow stop him from linking your TA. Oh, goodness.
They knew the Mars was bottom, so they tried to make a move over here, and it may still be good for them. The Overgrowth wastes a decent amount of the BKB timing from Yutoro.
Yes.
Death couldn't play forward, though, because he almost got blasted by the Tiny.
Cap, when he gets Solar Crested, he has 53 armor.
That's a lot.
Yes, and do you know how much TA has when he's in melee range of Elder Titan?
0?
That is correct. And that is a big concern right now because
That's not a lot.
Elder Titan, Shadow Demon late game, also with that BKB piercing purge. Suna, Aghanims, goodness gracious, that'll give the break mechanic as well. So suddenly Tidehunter and TA have no Psyblades, no Kraken Shell, and no hope if they get ran at. But of course, Fnatic not of it. I know it's a 2K gold lead, guys, but they're behind now. And Team Spirit, the Sharks are circling.
See if win probability agrees by 1%.
Don't smoke up the high ground with no vision.
Oh, they're going to go in with some Shiva's vision. Immediately try and go for the Razor, but the Razor got off the BKB. At the same time, they've already broken the static link. So that is actually a bit of a win for Fnatic if they hadn't used Ravage.
It was BKB, trying out Tokyo with the quick fingers.
Yeah.
They are just lucky Miro was a little, not slow to react, but hesitant. Because if he just blink purges the TA there, I think he might just straight up die. Or at the very least stay linked. And then you look to push for the fight as Team Spirit. But it's all about the link.
Can we agree that Chuen, he did what he was supposed to do this game? He still has one death.
Yeah.
He gets a second death or a third death, okay, that's not fair, because for 35 minutes, you kept it at one death. That was your job.
100%. Got another. Oh, they have no Ravage. Fnatic, you have no Ravage, please. Guys,
Yeah, and I think Team Spirit is going to see this opportunity to be okay. BKB, and look at collapse. He just kind of charges at them. The rest of Spirit weren't actually ready to follow that too much.
Spirit if Spirit's just got a killer instinct for that fight, I think they just win it. Like, I know Def has BKB there, but there's no Ravage. I mean, how is that gonna play out?
Yeah. Scythe or Refresher? Which would you have preferred as the next item for Razor? Because he is going to go Scythe.
It was a pretty nice Refresher game, but I think Scythe is just fine. You need something for the Quap, right? And they're lacking that guaranteed control, which is really nice against heroes like TA Quap. Kind of functions the same way when TA has Refraction. You don't have too much to break it, so you don't want to be in a scenario we can just... If you have to open with Disruption, you can just blink away, or BKB, then it's kind of tough to find any sort of picks. Does he have it finished? Yeah, he does. Level 25 is fast approaching for a couple of heroes. Just got it on Yatoro. 2 toss charges, very nice. Next item for the TA appears to be the Aghanims. There's now 19 stacks of poison on the Roche. I've never seen that many. 20.
They have to get in there soon, otherwise the Shadow Poison combined with Tiny's damage is going to be able to pop Roshan. It caps at 19, apparently. Oh no, he's at 22. The number is just wrong. They're going to back themselves away. The poison wasn't enough to be able to finish off Roshan. Team Spirit, they need to get back in there, or else they're just giving up away this free Roshan. They're going to try and get the initiation on the Quap. They do catch him here, but the Ravage enters up some things. It doesn't matter. Chuen is still dead, and now with the broken Tidehunter, the Watermelon's going to fall as well. I guess they gave up the Roshan, but in exchange, they got a really nice fight for themselves. Toronto Tokyo tossed over on top of Raven, so he's going to be able to get that link going. It may not matter if you have the extra life if you got no damage, but Toronto Tokyo is going to be left behind because a beautiful Sonic Wave from Chuen changes how this fight is going to go. Buybacks from Fnatic will allow them to pull through.
What a halberd. Why are we buying back, though? Guys, the fight is over. Are they just going to look to continue and find kills? Wild stuff. Wild fight. Okay, Chuen bought back, Jabs bought back, and then the support duo for Team Spirit did as well. Now, remember, the Quap did not get anything from that Roshan, so you've got to be cautious now. If you die, you're in big trouble. It looks like he just got hexed into Speared. Nice BKB there from Collapse to finish. And a little untimely from Fnatic. Like, you'd won the fight, right? And now you're... Well, you'd gotten the Roche. You got what you came for, and you're trying to, like, pick this fight to just dissuade Team Spirit from chasing. Insane damage output coming through, but what a root and then a huge Quap ulti. But man, DJ really saving that fight with the post BKB AoE root. 5 seconds of control.
Lotus Orb for him recently. Lincoln's going to be next for Chuen, which I almost feel like it's that's the deal with the Scythe, but it would be really nice if he could put it on Raven sometimes too, right? Because Raven, his entire game in fights is preventing a strong static link.
And Trent, he is still now at the 2 death mark, right? This was the critical number, and you can kind of feel how Quap games work, right? Because it does seem if he gets a 3rd, especially after his buyback, they probably do just lose.
Double silences.
Wow. No buyback.
Wowzers. No buyback indeed. A dieback for Maposhka.
Raven has a lot of gold saved. That advantage on your left side of the screen is not really there. Because Yatoro has nearly bought out. He's going to finish Satanic the moment he can. Raven, 6K in the bank account and a BKB in the backpack. Here we go. 4 on 5. Power play active for 40 more seconds. Team Spirit looking to defend high ground. Fnatic. How will they execute?
Man, it's just so annoying for Raven, this game. The fact that he has to deal with a Razor, like, Mars is very good against you as well because of Bulwark in these later scenarios. Double Halberds, Static Link, Bulwark, a Tiny that has a whole bunch of extra armor.
So Raven just bought out fully the Aghanim's Blessing, so he'll just eat it immediately. Quite nice, so map control should get a lot easier for them to utilize and control. He is level 25 as well, which is very big in this game. Yes, Spirit have a late game, but they don't have too many methods of dealing with refraction. He just got 8 more of them. And it's a critical ability, of course, because it is not dispellable by the Shadow Demon, even after the Aghanims is completed, which I believe no, the buyback prevents it. Mira's actually a lot poorer than I thought he was. I thought he was close. Yatoro did finish Satanic. See, nothing else new.
Again, this win for Fnatic is very crucial. When they get this win, they very likely put themselves out of any tie-breaking elimination games.
Yep.
If they really do well and win this one and then go on to 2-0 Secret, then I think there's still a possibility of upper bracket for them.
It is still a dream, that is for sure.
Unseen energies.
But more than anything, I think you need this for confidence. Like, they've shown flashes of brilliance, and oftentimes they find themselves their own enemy. And in this game, they've had control of it a couple of times. Now they're firmly in the driver's seat. But how do you approach it? How do you finish this game? Aegis is still up on Raven for another 20 seconds. It looks like it's just going to be given up. Nothing doing. As they camp high ground, they're going to smoke, but God, Aegis is fading.
They're going to take the smoke as the Aegis fades. Maybe this is just a timing to catch Spirit, because like very often it's the other team that smokes up. It is, and they're going to smoke right into him. Raven immediately going to be sniped by the Ravage, catching onto 3. Twain immediately goes for Moposhko, who's going to be bailed out by Mira. Really nice save there. They get an overgrowth onto Toronto Tokyo. They disengage from the static link. They actually get the shard stun coming out from the Snapfire. Toronto Tokyo is low enough, and the Templar Assassin might just be able to kill him here as it comes back down for the Yules, and he will. Yatoro does manage it with a big crit, 1100 damage. Finishes off the Tide Hunter. 2 dead on the side of Fnatic. They got the big kill on the Razor, but they still lost more heroes, so they have to back away. If they get out cleanly, not a bad engagement for them. Very smart smoke.
Yes, I love that. That's the second time now Fnatic have made a really nice predictive play. Trouble is the teamfight didn't go as well as I think it could have. That link on TA lasted a lot longer than expected. And I believe that is, no, it is not talented, but it just doesn't matter. Just so much damage lost, you can't really continue the fight. And Yatoro plus Maposhka, this combination is absurd. You can't kill Yatoro, and he can kill all of you. It's gonna be very
Shout out to Mira, by the way. I think he actually blinked backwards or something, because they were just all running in. Smoke breaks, and Mira reacted the fastest out of anybody. The young gun of Team Spirit doing a great job. Meanwhile, Fnatic, that fight, they would have crushed it. I think if the one thing I've noticed missing, DJ, if he gets a Lotus Orb on the TA, like they bounce back sides, don't worry, have to worry about Static Link. That's the thing. Static Link is really hard countered by Lotus Orb.
Yes. And that's the key ability, right, for this Razor.
Yeah.
So not even for the plus damage, but more just taking away from TA. Because if you look at the build Raven went, a lot of this is utility. His only real damage item is Daedalus. So, you know, Pike, Blink, it's not like this is some like Daedalus MKB or Rapier TA. He doesn't have a ton of independent damage. Very reliant on refraction. Let's see, Roshan could be up soon. Let's see any 25s upcoming. You did see the one on Quap. He chose to go for the built-in Lincolns. You know, I don't see this very often, but it's actually Toronto Tokyo going for the Eye of the Storm target and the interval. So he talented for the Refresher ultimate.
Yeah, I think that is the play nowadays. I think you have to go for this, and if you get Refresher Ags, it's so good. Toronto Tokyo is going to show himself here. The Trickster's cloak running out. He's going to have to pop the BKB. Overgrowth holds him in. The rest of the Team Spirit is trying to get to him. Collapse, scrambling over. Might be able to get an arena save, but the Templar Assassin still inside, and the shots rain true. They bring down the Razor, and going to be able to collect Mira as well. Toronto Tokyo trying for this one. Tosses Collapse up in the air. Not what he intended, and Death is still alive. Yatoro turns on a jabs now, but Raven's going to come back into play here sometime soon, but so is Toronto Tokyo. With his buyback, he's ensuring that Team Spirit will not totally lose this fight. That was the big scary part. It wasn't good for Team Spirit. Is Fnatic very happy with that free pickup.
That was sick. This is the Fnatic. They smell blood. Really nice movement there. Raven just popping out of nowhere. Great Ravage from Collapse, and they force the buyback.
Twins build, man. He's really trying to help Raven carry this game.
Scotty's actually really nice just because you can potentially limit the Satanic heal for the Tiny, but you can help kite him. And Tiny kills everything he touches. This helps you continue to outrange him. A little bit of a skirmish.
Yeah, they're trying to make use of this Aghanim Scepter from the TA, but they didn't get the kill they wanted, and they may get caught for it. Toss charges. That is enough. Chuen dies.
Did he not blink max distance? Like, that felt like a really short blink. And he's almost certainly going to have to buy back. This is that long respawn from earlier. The third death, the critical third death. Oh, Chuen, you played so well.
Look at Raven. Look at Raven. Yatoro, he's making this read. He's going to be able to catch him. Avalanche, they've got the Aghanim's Purge, but Templar Assassin.
What?
How did he get that little bit of distance? That wasn't a force.
What in the... Can we run that back? What the hell happened there?
Yeah, it wasn't Hurricane Pike. Did Yatoro accidentally toss him over?
Dire are scanning.
I don't know. We're going to get a replay. One moment. Let me figure out when the hell that happened. Hang on, though. We might not have time. They're going to just push.
Either way, it's a hard kill to get because he's got Aghanim Scepter,
Yes.
right? He just BKBs and channels that.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a counter to the SD, right? Because you have no ability to interrupt. If he's BKB, you can slow him, but there's no... Yeah, break isn't going to do anything about it.
DJ almost caught by Mira.
Roshan, 14 seconds. Oh, what fortuitous timing. Yeah, if we have time for it, just run it real quick. I want to see how the hell that happened. Okay, they're going to go for him. Raven. Does he get the Hurricane Pike off or something?
No, that was on cooldown.
Dire's bottom tower.
Oh, he blinked. He blinked away.
Oh, he must have gotten Refraction up before the Avalanche toss came in, and so he was able to... That wasn't a very big blink, but it was enough. Blink slightly. BKB. Teleport out. Fnatic. They're going to interrupt Team Spirit. Trying to go. Oh, the Ravage going out, but it only catches Moposhka. The BKBs were fast enough from Team Spirit, and Raven's getting kited. Raven's getting kited. He needs to be able to teleport himself away to safety, but that means his team is no longer having their carry in this fight. DJ caught inside the arena. Scythe. Bounce back on the toss is the flying little piggy. They're going to be able to catch jabs here. The Templar Assassin can come back soon. And Chuen does manage to kill Mira. Buyback immediately coming out for Team Spirit. Everybody is all in on this Roshan fight. Bottom lane is being pushed in right now by Raven. He's already gotten the melee racks. Team Spirit, if they want to be able to take this Roshan, they have to do it quickly. They're going to get it. Overwhelming blink, slowing down some of these heroes as they try and get closer to the Roshan pit. They collect all the goodies. They get the spear onto the Tidehunter. He's on the cliff area. He's stuck. Oh, no. Do they have any force staff to be able to get him down? They're just going to leave him, apparently. They're going to leave him because they have to deal with the second lane of Barracks, which Yule Scepter. But again, Raven, no BKB, but he's got the movement to be able to get out.
Yeah, it's almost impossible now to really deal with him because you just can't remove Refractor. He's going to get the blink away. Mira, unfortunately, diebacks there, so you won't be able to push your edge too much. Team Spirit, they lose the racks, but I think they'll take it for the Aegis. They got Refresher, though, not Aghanims, which I think they may have preferred. Then you just hand it over to your Razor, right? But
yeah,
he'll now have the double Refresher possibility. Nice job by Raven, I think. Heads up. He gets out and then just decides, you know what? Fighting for Roche might just lose us the game. Instead, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to get this Rax. They did not need to buy back on the Quap. That is huge. And now you're in a position as Fnatic, 5-on-4. You could perhaps go look to get something done. Refresher on Tide. This is enormous.
Yeah.
This is game-winning if you can get off the big Ravage. And he's almost level 25, and I bet you he gets the Ravage stun duration. And then that is just straight up game winning. 3.8 seconds stun on Ravage times 2. Yeah, you're winning a fight in that time.
Trying to go for the initiation, trying to go for the pickoff onto jabs, but Yatoro going by himself like this was not well advised. The overgrowth makes him
No
look
buyback.
a fool for that
No
one.
buyback.
90 seconds on the clock for him,
Oh my
and
God.
Fnatic are gonna go for it. I think they're just gonna try and end the game here.
How many? Oh yeah, they double right. GG. How many times has Yutoro done that in DPC? At least twice. I
Yeah.
distinctly remember Season 1, Yutoro, you could have taken down VP.
You could have.
You farmed a Rapier on Medusa. It took 15 minutes. And you died without buyback, much like you've done here today in front of us. Fnatic, they will accept that gift. 10K the gold lead, but it is far more important that they are 5-on-4. Will they push, though? Will they recognize that there is no buyback? Already ults popped by Toronto Tokyo, just trying to instill some fear in the enemy. But Fnatic, you've got a huge window. Go for the win.
Oh ho ho ho! Jumping in immediately Hurricane Pike, so he actually cancels the static link right away. Doesn't even get a point of damage, dealing 0 attack damage. That's how fast that move was from Raven. Sick play by him.
Fnatic, you gotta make this move. Such a huge window.
Oh, the tower died, so he didn't get the spear. Now
One
he gets out the
Ravage?
BKB.
No
Ravage
mana, no
1,
mana for it.
Ravage 2, perhaps going to be able to go up, but it's too late. The BKB is going down. Toronto Tokyo going to be able to turn around, and the Eye of the Storm damage is laying in. They try and get the cookie to get DJ out. Toronto Tokyo, a second round of the arena. They're going to be able to get the spear this time, and a second round of the Eye of the Storm. Twin barely gets himself away, but the side follows up. Now the Templar Assassin's dead. Team Spirit, they hold things out without Yutoro. And if they could do that much, sky's the limit. Jab's now going to be dead, and that's it.
Oh my. Death. You gotta do the math, my friend. 325 mana on Ravage, 300 mana on Refresher, 915 total mana cap. You need to either use your Soul Ring, certainly not Gush after Ravaging to prevent the follow-up. He was 20 mana short. They get the BKBs off, and Raven just straight up dies. They had the Refresher.
That second Ravage was so sad. They all popped their BKBs.
Oh my god, DJ was a second away from having root up. They take this fight, but they didn't take it. Raven got speared into base. You gotta play for the win, Cap, and they're playing scared outside of the base. They lose the fight 5-1.
Oh, Team Spirit is not playing scared right now. They're going for it. Yutoro might have gone for it a little bit too much before, but now it's just the right amount. The Ravage comes in, but it does not delay. It does not stall. It will not end this nightmare for Fnatic. They had this game, but now they're going to lose it to Team Spirit. Die back for the Templar Assassin, gone for 2 minutes. Chuen trying desperately to lead them astray, lead them on a walk outside of the objectives, but Team Spirit ignores it all. They'll go for the throne. GG is called. Team Spirit will get the second win in this series. Fnatic still on the cusp, still in the possible situation of a tiebreaker for elimination, depending on what happens with those lower teams. Unfortunate.
I've been there. If you're still listening, pow, man, this first beer's on me, my man. Oh, boy. Oh, it hurts me. It hurts me, Cap, like deep.
Yeah.
I've been there many times. I understand. Oh, God, Team Spirit. Oh, that is, I want to say a great win, but it does feel a little bit more like a Fnatic loss.
Yeah.
5-on-4, the huge timing, double Ravage, level 25 talent. And he's hitting the button.
And it's not working. Why is it
There's
working?
no batteries.
Why is it working?
Where are the batteries? Oh, no.
Gets him out of the remote. And then by the time he gets it, it's too late.
Oh, God.
BKBs have been popped. They win a fight 4 versus 5 against a double Ravage.
That's 2 wins Fnatic should have that we've casted that are now losses. This could be a team that's over 500 instead. What are they now, like 4-10?
Yeah. It goes to show that they're not that they are deserving of going to the playoffs. There's no way this team should be in a possible elimination. Again, it's still like it would have to come down to some sort of tiebreaker, but like this is a team that could have been fighting for upper bracket for sure.
Yeah, and I mean that's TI, right? This is where dreams come to die. And
The pressure gets to you, right?
it definitely feels a young team.
Yeah.
You know, snuck past TNC to make it here. They're going to need to regroup. Have a little powwow, deep breaths. You're going to be likely advancing. You need a BO1 and then the miracle run, right? It worked for DC, TI6. It worked for Liquid, TI7. Deep breaths. Forget about this one. But credit to Team Spirit. They made plays. Yatoro, you better be, you better be getting this round when you guys go post game. Like what? Oh my God!
You just really wanted a Snapfire kill, man. What do you want from him? You know. You can't say one thing about Team Spirit is that they were not playing scared.
No, maybe they need a little more fear. Okay, look, the haunted asylum. Okay, on October 31st at 3 a.m. Yeah, don't go in there. That's where you can be a little scared. Okay, but let's rock it. We got one more. We're the late line.
We got another one going on. We got another series coming up. It's going to be another IG game. This time it's going to be against Alliance, I believe, right?
It is.
So China versus Europe is going to be a fun matchup. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.